Welcome everybody. Welcome to the hidden hand. You know, gyrate your waists, shake your shoulders, nod your head, confuse the masses. Hope you guys had a very beautiful Sunday. For those who went to work, for those who went to church, for those who are still in church, for those who went to the mosque. May your God be with you. Today we're having a very beautiful evening in the east coast of East Africa, east coast of Africa. Welcome, Frederick Odwor, my brother from Kenya. Ooh, man, my mood today is feeling good, bro. Oh, yeah, that was a beautiful intro, guys. Welcome to the stream. It's been a very beautiful day. Hope you guys also you had a beautiful day. I think I've already started with the greetings. Maybe start with the small talk for a few minutes. Check on you guys. How are you, Sam? How are you, Pi? How are you? Oh, Frederick, I think I've already said hi to you. Maria Antoinette, never late. Who else is new? Who else is new? Who else is new? I think Frederick is the new guy here. Oh, Frederick, you've been following us. Welcome to the stream. I don't know where. I think I was just here with my brother, the pastor Ezra. Today is Sunday, so yeah, I think maybe you should just drop the link and let's just get started. Let's yeah, let's not make some foreplay. Let's just go directly to the game. So today we're talking about poverty, but before we talk about poverty, I like you guys to let me play that tune again. Let me play the tune again, guys. That when you hear one day you'll hear this tune somewhere, and you're like, hey, pay Mwenda Tezi for that beat. Ooh. What time is it here? It's 9:14 at night in the East Coast. Where you from, my brother Frederick? Guys, let the hidden hand caress you. Let the hidden hand caress you. Yanatan, my man, let the hidden hand caress you. Then slightly, then unexpectedly let it slap you. And in that trauma, in that trance of confusion, in that minute of confusion, remember this weird fact of the day, that there are cats that are allergic to human beings. Okay. So today we're going to be talking about why Africa is poor. I don't know why my brother Pastor Ezra, man, where are you, man? Drop the link. I want to get started. Let's get started early so that we can be done early. It's been oh, Frederick, you from Kenya? Where are you from, Kenya? Which side of Kenya? Which city are you from, my brother? We have a Kenyan in the house. So let's get started with Pastor Ezra. Let me text this guy. Here he is. So today, Pastor Ezra, I think he is having a little bit of
Tezi.
Oh, he's here. He's here. My brother, I
Um,
was telling you the link we've had so that we can have some small talk with my people here. Guys have come in today. We have a new guest called Frederick Odwar. Hope you guys caught last yesterday, not last night, in East Africa. Last night we had the diaspora talks. Guys really went on it. I think it went for a good 4 hours. Then
yeah.
then Pastor Ezra, you had your the weekly recap on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Then Thursday we had our brother Dr. Ebenezer. Then the brain, who we have to thank for his glorious contribution to Swahili Nation. For the so remember to catch him on the Wednesdays. Anything you feel like saying, my brother? Pastor Ezra is putting some clothes on. He'll be with us shortly.
Tez, I had to prepare. I was talking all alone. I'm there talking to find out my mic is muted. With all this tech, sometimes you can easily rush to just respond because I'm listening to you and I'm like, the next thing, bang, you know.
Yeah, man. I was saying that maybe you should drop the link so that we can. But then, first of all, did you know that there are cats that are allergic to human beings?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, they're also choosy. So when you see a cat maybe sneezing when you're around, you're an allergy, my brother. You know, they don't like human hair. They don't like.
I thought cats adapt to any condition or any environment. This is a first for me. I mean,
Yeah,
about
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's
cats
the
that are
weird
allergic to
fact of the
humans.
day. Yeah, man. This is the midnight. Oh, it's not the midnight. It's the late night service. For those, by the way, my brother, what was the lesson today in church? Before we begin with a prayer.
Tonight, today at church, it was about crossing the line. Like okay, the title of the message was crossing the line. Um, and by the way, happy Easter Sunday to the people who are other Christians.
The
Those who
Orthodox Christians.
Orthodox Christians in Ethiopia, Russia, Ukraine, most Eastern European countries, and some parts of Africa as well. I mean, talking about Ethiopia as well. A happy Sunday Easter. That's if it's a Sunday, because all these dates and calendars, it's all a bit confusing. But
Yeah, yeah. Right now it's at night. Somebody's having supper. The opposite side of the globe, somebody's having his robusta. But robusta you can have it any time of the day. For those who, where is Tanzan? Oh, we have well, before we start even talking to the comments, let's just begin with a short word of prayer.
yeah,
Okay, let me start. Dear God, bless this stream. Amen.
amen,
Yeah.
amen, amen, amen. We are
Short and
blessed.
short.
Hey. Wow, 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 wow. Today we're gonna have a blessed stream.
Blessed stream.
Blessed one, man. Yo, I can
Okay,
feel it when that
yeah,
says,
the link is on the comment section, guys. Don't hesitate to join. Frederick, I know you're a newcomer here. Come and join the family. Come talk to people. Tell us about where you're from in Kenya. Yeah, we have plenty of Kenyans here. I don't know where Tanzania usually is our early comer today. She's late to the service.
yeah, sometimes people are late on the service, but they know the time. They know what time it is. It's a time for One Africa on the Swahili Nation channel. Please, guys, if you've just joined us, please subscribe. Please join the membership. Like, share the links. Share the links, family. For those who have already joined us now, please share the links. I mean, share on your social network platforms. You name them: Facebook, Twitter, everywhere, everywhere, everywhere. Share with your family and friends. And please, before you do anything, Just click on the like. Those who are already here now, just go and click on the like button there. Press the like button. And if you've not subscribed, please subscribe. And if you are new or old, already you're a subscriber, but you keep on missing some of our live stream, because we have live streams every day, 8 p.m. East African time, unless otherwise.
9
Please,
p.m.
subscribe, turn on the notification icon so that you do not miss any of our live streams and any videos that we upload every day. So, family, please do that. If you are in now, just go and click on the like.
Yeah, man. Click the like, man. It's not a hard job, bro. It's just over there. It's the thumbs up. Ah, you guys was like, oh my god, yeah. Wait and let me hear what they have to say before they give the thumbs up. Huh? Come
Yeah, man.
on, come on, come on! Don't be stingy with the thumbs up.
Hmm.
So I think we have achieved chit chat. We have achieved the small talk. Guys didn't want to join us for the small talk. Maybe you'll join us for the big talk. Today we're talking about why Africa is poor, the hidden hand. Today, because last time midstream, I thought, oh my God, we are, as you said, my brother, we're getting too limited with these political things, like because I realized that there are bigger things happening over here that we need to talk about. You know, I realized that this this umbrella needs to get bigger. Man. It was too small for this the dum da dum. So what we did, we changed it. Said, hey, let's talk about that hidden hand because we caught it. Caught it like, yo, there's something happening all over Africa. There seems to be some sort of, as they say, hidden hand. So let's talk about it. So let's talk about the hidden hand behind poverty in Africa. So what you guys? I was hoping this would be like a Q&A, or not even a Q&A, a discussion. I'd like to know guys' opinion on this because we are all here to discuss. We are all here to learn. We are all here to teach. Some of us here are very good in teaching. Like I know some. I don't know. I think Sam promised an appearance. I don't know when he promised. Was it today or was it next week? But I think it was this week, right?
Yeah, somewhere this week, should be joining us, Sam, the mysterious Sam. Whether it's a lady
Oh
or
yeah, the
guy
gender.
or
We
it's a
wanted to.
dude, because there's just,
Is Sam a dude? We placed the bets. The bets were placed. Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Now we have to know: is Sam short for Samantha, or is it Samuel, or is it Samson?
Samson.
Yeah. Yeah. Somebody even said.
Steven.
Somebody said it cannot. It might not even be a human. It could be a lizard guy. Was it Jonathan who
Hey,
said that?
or is it a bot, a robot, man? Never know.
Yeah, it could be a bot. You know,
Hmm.
a spy. Who said a spy? Somebody said a spy.
Hmm. That's interesting.
I don't know. These days, things are always interesting. Jonathan is saying Sam is Abiy Ahmed. Could be. Sometimes these leaders, when they come, they give speeches. It's like they're just copying us what we said in the stream. We may never know.
Hmm. Exactly.
Yeah, we talk something here, then we go, we see the news. The leader is just saying the same talking points. Like, what happened? What happened? Maybe we are dealing with big people here, and we don't know.
Hmm.
But guys, don't forget to hit the like button. Still learning how to tell people that. Pastor Ezra, you're very good at the nitty gritty. I'm still learning. I'm telling you for a fact, we could have gone this whole stream and I will not have remembered to tell people to, and everybody would have forgotten.
Yeah. I think with this, with time, you just get used to it. You just get used to it, and it'll just be like, on your tongue. You'll be even asking family and friends there at home, like, "Hey, family, please subscribe." you know. So, but yeah. Hey, I see, Sam. it will be an honor for His Excellency the President of Ethiopia, Dr. Abiy
Join
Ahmed,
us in
to
the stream.
join
To
us.
join. Maybe the link needs to be dropped again.
Yeah, I think so. I think we should also be sending the link to his office. Uh,
Yeah, in a letter
in a
with
letter,
a
you know.
is it a QR code? Yeah, well, because we are cryptic like that. We are cryptic
Mm,
like that. This is international geopolitical business. You know, we can't have interceptions. Because they are spies also. Although
mm,
I don't
mm.
know, we joke about spies, but one day we might have to talk about that in the hidden hand. What do the spies have? Because the CIA have been well known to take out a lot of our presidents here in Africa. We joke about it, but this is
Mm.
actually a thing. Sometimes it's not a conspiracy, and I guarantee you this thing is still continuing. There's no way. So let's talk about why Africa is poor. I've seen our brother Mikias Mesfin. If we are brutally honest, it's a spiritual dimension that is locking us. If you know, you know. Oh my God. You might need Mikias, join the stream, tell us why. What is this spiritual dimension? Because sometimes we may interpret what you're trying to tell us very wrongly, my brother. So why do you think Africa is poor? And what is the hidden hand? What to our poverty, my brother Pastor Ezra? What is your opinion before I give mine?
Um, there's a lot, There's a lot why Africa is poor. We can start from the political stuff, and then we can
Yeah, yeah.
also go.
Okay. Yeah. I know the political. Let's become. Let's talk about the mental. If you can catch my drift, like, what do you think? Is there a mental? I think my brother is talking about dimension and spiritual, which is I never thought about that perspective. You see, this is why you have to talk, guys. That's why we have to make it a discussion, because now guys are giving us even new ideas. But okay, let's talk about the mental, if you can, or just give your point, and maybe you can also expound on the mental.
Um, I think it all starts with the mental. I mean, you must remember how. Okay, that's why I say sometimes
It's a
we
hard
can
one,
never
eh?
detach each from everything is interlinked to one another. And when you look at how Africa was affected, um, remember when we, for example, if we starting with colonization, when we were colonized, one of the things that they dealt with was the mental games, the mental aspect of crippling the African mind not to believe it can make it, crippling the African mind to think of itself, of less of itself. That's now the mental as well, to not think highly of themselves, to not be confident in themselves that they can do, they have achieved great things before, and they can continue building and building capacity and growing as a people. And other things were like the interventions that were done, the divide and conquer strategies. I mean, strategies that were created to really cripple the African people from rising and from being independent of others. They've made sure that we fall under their strategy of them ruling us indirectly or directly, whether they're outside, meaning even if you say you've gained independence, but the systems that we find ourselves now as Africans, it's not built by us. They were built by others for their own advancement, and they've advanced, but then at the cost of us not advancing. And we are using those systems that are oppressing us, that were built to oppress us. So that's just another part where it comes in, where why Africa is still poor, and those systems are still in effect even today. I mean, we've adopted so many things. I mean, language is one of them. We are speaking that language now. So many things, Tezi. But I'll just
Yeah,
leave it
yeah,
here. I'll elaborate
yeah,
further as we go along, because there's a lot that I need to add.
yeah. Let's take it slowly. Let's take this one slowly. Yeah?
Yeah.
I understand what you're saying. Yeah. We will talk. We will continue in a later as as the conversation grows. But my opinion is
Mm-hmm.
that it's actually I to give another perspective. Like when we were, is it that also when we were conquered? And I'm talking, and I don't, and I wish, I hope, a brother from Ethiopia also joins us here and tells us because they also have a different story about the Battle of Adwa, right? So, but I wanted to also introduce this perspective that the fact that we were easily conquered, is that was that the beginning of our inferiority complex as Africans? Like because sometimes you'll see in Africa, and I don't know if it's the same in down south, but I can tell you that in East Africa and West Africa, guarantee you. But once you make a little money, you want your child to go and learn outside and get a passport, maybe in a European country or a Western country. Probably just move out, and when then you feel like you've succeeded, like, oh, my children have moved out of Africa. They are in the West. I think I can now rest. I've done my part as a parent. That is what a lot of parents in East Africa and West Africa think. Is that the truth in South Africa?
Um, my general understanding when it comes to that, I think um, first of all, every parent will love to see their children succeed. And currently, yes, there are those who believe in that, but there are those who just wants a good life for themselves. If they can get their kids to any good school, whether abroad or in the country, they'll do so. But first of all is to get ourselves in terms of your family okay, like in terms of you getting a good home. Now I'm talking about the material stuff. I mean, get your finances in order, get your kids to good schools. So that's why I'm saying whether abroad or even in the country, most people aspire to have that. But abroad, not really a popular thing. Most people who go abroad, it's probably like if you have a scholarship, maybe going to do your masters, going to do your PhD, you got a scholarship. It's not really a common trend where you'll be like everyone is like when you have money, every rich kid. You've got people who have their kids in the country who are rich, and it also just depends on the kids if they want to go. If they want to go, they'll go. It's not gonna be a parent who says, "Hey, I've got money, go to America." It's just obviously when you have money, people have options. Money gives you options to choose. But with some people that I've observed through their families and through friends, I've seen people who just choose to stay in the country. They're fine being here. But others, it will be not even about having the coming from a wealthy family, but somebody will just say, I want to go do my master's, maybe in Oxford if they've got good grades and they're really into academia and all that stuff, or even any of those big institutions. But in general, it's not a popular thing, if I may say so.
You've actually mentioned something very interesting. To go and do your masters in Oxford, but the oldest university in the world is in Mali.
Mm.
You know, just yeah, it's a very interesting thing. By the way, my brother Mikias Mesfield, the link is open. Come and join us. Have a nice conversation. Welcome, my brother here. But let me
Yeah.
before I let my brother to speak, if I can, if I can also add to this, like right now, the oldest university is in Mali, but we believe that Oxford is much better, or where is it in the US? Maybe Harvard. But if you look at the quality of education in Africa, you know, it's not as bad as we think it is, because if you find a lot of Africans when they go abroad, they usually excel very well. So I don't know. This is actually a good question. Like, is it our mind? Sometimes, we also talk about the capital flight, but do we contribute to our own poverty? Do we contribute that the fact that we have to send our best, which is actually a form of brain drain, because these are very intelligent people. We are sending to Oxford, we are sending to Harvard, and when they go there, they get jobs over there. a lot of the time, right? The percentage that comes back, I don't know. I think we need to look at that data, but I don't know. I don't think the percentage that comes back is higher than the percentage that stays. You know? So
Mm.
let me leave my brother here to speak. My brother, I don't, Pastor Ezra.
Yeah, let's
I don't
welcome
know the name. You
a
don't know
brother.
him.
Is his name is Justin Alochi. Brother, welcome to the Hidden Hand show with Mwenda Tezi. The topic for today is why Africa is poor. Why is our continent
Uh,
poor? I know we've had these conversations before, but why is Africa poor? I think we can go deeper into it.
can you hear me?
Ooh, Justin, we can hear
Hello.
you loud and clear now.
Actually, it's a girl, not a boy.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
yeah. You
Sorry
see
about
now
that.
already we're already
Hey,
misgendering people. Now
hey.
it's becoming a culture here.
Sorry, my apologies, my apologies, Justin. So I just assume with the name. I just assume with the name.
Yeah, I'm telling you. So my bet on Sam is still stands. We don't know if Sam is a girl or a boy, but let our sister Justin have a say.
My name is Justin Aloch and I'm from Kenya,
Ah,
Nairobi,
Ah,
Nairobi,
karibu
Kenya.
Nairobi. Ah, Kanairo. Niambie.
Actually, nimeingia kwa link kama Frederick, so nimeamua kujiregister.
Ah?
Niliingia kama Frederick, so nimeamua
Oh,
kutumia real name
kugeuza jina.
yangu.
Hakuna shida, hakuna
Hiyo
shida.
ilikuwa account ya brother yangu, but now this one is mine.
Oh, haina noma, haina noma. Tuambie. Unaweza lakini bonga Kiingereza juu huku kuna watu wengine wako Kenya. Kuna watu kama mwenzetu
Okay.
hapa ametoka SA.
Okay. So I think the reason why Africa is still poor,
Ah.
it's because actually we are not the same as those other people out there. It's because you know when we were colonized, the European countries were way in front of us, and so when they came here, that's when they introduced this modernity. So actually, I don't see why, as in, it's really a hard topic, but I think it's because we are trying to cope with the European way of life, and it's really hard for us as Africans because long time ago we didn't have something like money, but right now, for you to live and survive, you need to have the money. So it's really hard, and for Africans, we are really trying to survive.
Yani tumechelewa kwa game.
Kabisa, we are very late.
Yeah, actually
And
my sister.
I think another reason, it's
Yeah.
because of course Africa is rich in minerals and it's rich in natural things, but when the Europeans come and they exploit our resources, it's like the biggest part, they are the ones taking it. We are not taking anything, we are not getting anything. So that also leaves Africa in a very poor state, very bad condition.
Okay. Very interesting points, my sister. Like, I think the first point is she made is about us being late in the game, like in this game of I think capitalism. Because before we
Yeah,
weren't using money, but now we've joined the world in using money, and the world already had established already systems of banking and all of that, and we are kind of late in the game, so it feels like we're catching up. We're
yeah,
catching up, and it's I know I think Dr. K, because the signature look here, he also said that we need to do something new that we haven't done before. Otherwise, we'll continue just be chasing dust. Okay, let me give space for Dr. K to to have a
Yeah,
say.
I think Dr. K is even in. Welcome, Dr. K.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and Justin. Hope you guys are doing well. Can you hear me well?
We can hear you now. I can hear you.
Yeah.
We can hear you.
So I want to make a few corrections. We did have money before. Okay. Am I slow or you can hear me well?
We can hear you well. I think there was an echo at some point, but we can hear you
I think
well.
maybe my connection is slow. Let me switch internet.
As we wait for Dr. K, I think he made a very interesting point that yeah, we did have commercial systems, but I don't think we had fiat money, did we? What is the history of money in Africa? That's actually also a good point that maybe you can also discuss during.
Yeah, I wanted to make a comment.
Dr. K.
I think he's currently muted. Maybe he's trying to fix his internet. While he's trying to fix his internet. I think Tezi, you had something that you wanted to add on this.
Yeah. First of all, I hope Justin, thank you for coming today and joining the family. We have a WhatsApp group. I think I don't know, maybe Pastor Ezra, you can put the link on maybe in the private chat so that she can see and maybe join the family. And we give streams every day. Today is the Hidden Hand. Tomorrow we will have His Excellency. Tuesday we have our sister Tanzan, who is also a Kenyan, and she's from Kali. She also gives us about African traditions. Wednesday, we have the brain himself, Professor Ezra, talking about education. Thursday is our brother Ebenezer talking about the potential of Africa. Friday is here, His Excellency here, Pastor Ezra himself talking about the weekly recap. So yeah, let me not forget yesterday, Diaspora Talks. So Dr. K, you're here.
Yeah, I think I'm back now. Zuku is unfortunately not always good.
Safaricom, my brother.
Yeah, but this area, I don't think. Anyways, yeah. So I wanted to make a few addition/correction. We did have some of our communities had currency. Actually, the Kingdom of Aksum from Ethiopia had coins that was used. In fact, that's how they were able to sort of date the different kinds of kings. And that's how they knew when the Christian king came, etc. So some societies did have an actual currency made of some kind of gold or whatever it was. But obviously, I understand the point that the greater majority of Africans, we were living in a different different trade. We were trading fish for meat, but I still don't think that's a good enough reason, because we're still trading. Because the concept of trade is really the main issue here, not whether we had a physical money or a digital money. We already knew trade. So if we were, let's say, in the Amazon forest where we're hunter-gatherers, majority of us, I think then that point would make sense. But in Africa, we were having farmers who were trading with fishermen, who were trading with pastoralists. So that concept of trading something, buying goods and services, we already did have this in most African communities, barring a few like the Pygmies in Congo, some of the Khoi and the San, in certain parts of South Africa. So I think one of the main reasons why is because, like for example, Kenya had 4 million people in 1946, around there. Now I have 55 million people. I think the main issue why we lagged behind is we didn't take into account that education would have been really, really, really important. Because what happened is there was a huge boom in our population, but there wasn't a huge boom in educating us in the right sectors that were booming in other parts of the world. Because actually many African countries were rich, actually before by rich, doing really well before the 60s, should I say, well, let's use the 70s, right after colonization. I think what happened is mismanagement by governments. These people who are, again, very tribal finally had power to actually rule, but didn't really see the future, most of them. However, there also been a few exceptions. Botswana is a great exception. Botswana is doing really well right now. And why? It's because the leader, Seretse, when he was in power, he set up ways of managing the government that would yield lower levels of corruption. For example, when they discovered um, the large diamond deposits within his tribal area, if it was any other African country, like Nigeria, for example, they would have wanted that diamond to be utilized by that tribe's people and make them rich, and that would cause conflict, wars, etc. However, what he said is this is gonna any large mineral resource will belong to the government, and then the government has also kept the promise in the fact that they actually build schools and educated people. I mean, they have an extremely high adult literacy rate. So the point here is it's the systems that were put in place. I believe corruption is by corruption I mean taking money and not doing what you're supposed to do with it. That's what I mean by corruption here. Seretse's government removed that potential, and also there's this concept within the Tswana chiefs. There is you as our leaders are our leaders at our own almost our own mercy. I don't know the right translation, but there's a concept of you are our servant and you're serving us because we let you serve us. Meanwhile, in many other parts of Africa, there is a concept of, okay, it's my turn to rule. I'll take as much as I can. And not just that, because stealing is bad, but stealing is worse when you take the money and it leaves the country. If it remains in the country, at least it's doing something. It's building. However, these people take the money, put it outside of the country, then those are the countries that developed, houses in London, money in Swiss banks. So I would say it's really the lack of the leadership in actually building a future. And I think that's really the main issue here. I don't think we're less intelligent. I've said it before, but I don't think that's the reason anyways. I think really it's organization. Our leaders did not know the right ways to manage a country and see the future for in that sense.
Okay. Very beautiful stuff. Let's talk about my brother Nikias. I think that was you. You had a lot of words to say. You didn't have enough texts. So come here, my brother. Tell us how. I hope you are a brother, because we are really we have a very terrible culture here. This gendering.
How you doing, guys? How are you?
You're fine. We're fine. Tell us your opinion on why Africa is poor, my brother.
First, I want to say Nkwana Darasan, meaning for this day. Today's Fasika. Do you know about Fasika? It's the resurrection of Christ. And I'm wishing everybody a happy holiday. We're celebrating it here in Ethiopia today, if you guys know.
Yeah, happy Easter, man. Hope did you enjoy?
Yeah, happy Easter. Yeah, it was good. We had a good day. When I come to the concept, as you asked me before, like about Adwa and what happened since then, the whole concept of Adwa goes back to King Menelik II. And King Menelik II was from the Solomonic dynasty, which was from Israel, from David. And through that movement, he was under the what was it called? He was baptized and became the kings of Ethiopia through the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, and they used to take temples to the battles and even motivational singers into the battle to create that energy and spirit that could help them to win wars. There's a lot of things, like it's even hard for me as an Ethiopian to explain this in English, to be honest. It's been a long time since I had a long conversation in English, but the thing I want to tell you guys is there's a lot of things behind the three dimension that we see that are physical. And that fourth and fifth dimension is through our words that we manifest. And through time, since the last king of kings of Ethiopia, we start putting God after us rather than before us. We need to put God first in every dimension. I've done my research on this too. After the King of Kings last regime, King Haile Selassie, their regime came up. You can look up all his speeches. He never put God first. How did this come? Because he was taught by the Europeans. They built their own system. They wanted to detach countries from God's perspective and God's will. So once you're detached from your spiritual dimension, which is God, in every religion, I believe, I'm just telling you guys because I grew up in the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, but in every African that I've done my research on, only on paper, to be honest, we always want to love one each another, even as Muslims, even as Catholics, even as Protestants. But in their dimension, they just want to control this continent. So they'll do anything. They'll do anything. Burn churches. They don't care, to be honest. I don't care. We went through Adwa, so I'm not even scared about talking about this on media because, as you said before, they might be spies and everything around us, but you guys should know about this. This is our history, not only my history, but our African history, because Ethiopia was never colonized. They never slept because the only one country and two countries are now colonized, that means the other 50 something countries will have motivation to decolonize themselves in a physical form and in a mental form. I don't know, my brother, before a couple of minutes ago I went out, he was saying it was all done on the mental side. That mental side was because once your spirit is down, it's easy to control your mentality. Let me give you a simple example. We have there's a teaching in our culture. There's the four dimension of the spirit and the three dimension of the spirit and four dimensions of the flesh. The flesh has four dimensions: the water, the air, the fire, and um, the water, air, fire, and the flesh. That's the soil, which is your flesh. It's made out of soil. So if I control all this, let's say if I'm selling water for you in the 15 birr, which is now in Ethiopia, 1 liter of water, 15 birr. We're the most expensive city in Africa right now, Addis Ababa. 15 birr. If I control your air with high gas cars, with smoke, with manufacturing and importing cigarettes from all over the world, and so on, even more. There are more things that can control your breathing system. If I control your food, if I make it fast food, junk food, and everything, I can control your flesh. This will control your fourth dimension, which is your energy. You don't feel good, you feel down. And the fifth one is controlling your mind. This all things combined will control your mind. That means you want to look good or feel good, but you don't have the right foods with your pocket money to purchase that food. So you're gonna feel down. You want to drink water, but water is 15 birr per liter. That's think about this. You want to breathe good air, but all the surroundings have junky cars that were 50, 60 years old, letting out toxic chemicals. You have cigarettes and smoke everywhere. You can smoke anywhere you want, and that even as a non-smoker, as a secondhand smoker, which affects your lungs. These are the simple things I've done my research on. So this has the power to control your spirit, and this was done since Adwa, to be honest, by the Italians and other nations. By the way, let me tell you a funny story that the Italians and Portuguese and other colonizing countries were making fun of Italy because they're the only nation that lost at that time. But when they saw the thing, if Italy is gonna lose by an African and a black country, the other countries are gonna come back to them. So they wanted to support Italy in every dimension they want. Name it: the British, England, the British, the German, the French, every country. This is not on the mainstream media, to be honest. You will never get this. So they done all this and came back 40 years after the Adwa, after King Melik II, and came back at the raising of King Haile Selassie. So they uh, they made him go out, and he gave a speech at the League of Nations, saying what you do today will happen to you tomorrow, because they had an agreement. Anybody that touches a country, they will help them out on the front. To be honest, that's what they promised. But on the back, they were actually supporting them. This is thing I just wanted to know about. And tell me what you feel about this story. If you have more, share it. This is only on my research.
Very,
Wow.
very, very interesting. Oh, somebody has something to say. Okay, okay. Very, very, very interesting stuff, my brother. You've talked about the water, air, fire, and soil. I think we're going to have to continue to explore into that right now. But before that, let me allow Sel. Let me. How do I pronounce it? Selby. Selby. You can maybe you can start your opinion. Then we can go back and peruse what our brother here has spoken about. And I've put a link to the WhatsApp group of One Africa for those of us who are new to the stream, new to the family. You can join that WhatsApp group. I think Pastor Ezra will put it on the comment section, so that you can all join, and lots of information
And
is also
then,
shared in that group.
in addition, sorry to interrupt you, but in addition, the promise about this, like today we're celebrating the resurrection of Christ, right? So the cross is our symbol, right? You know what the symbol of that, the controller's sign is? It's the 5 star that's on almost all African countries' flag. So, like I said, if they control everything that you support your flesh on, they believe they have the what's it called, the promise to control you. So Ethiopia won that war because we work on the other 3 dimensions, which are not on our flesh, which are on our soul, which is we personally, as I said before, we fast a lot, we pass time without not eating, so we like kill our flesh, so we're not like uh, going to be deceived by not Ethiopia. Like I said, 15 birds of water is not normal to a person that needs to drink 2 liters of water per day. But if you fast and if you have a spiritual strength, you can go throughout the day with just 2 glasses, maybe 1 glass of water. Even now, right now, we're at fasting time. Today, we start fasting at our church, which is the Orthodox Church. But the Muslims in Ethiopia and around the world are on fasting right now. So that gives them a spiritual strength that can help them pass this time, where life is getting really expensive for everybody and really hard. Poverty is very strong on us, but we'll beat it and we'll be rich soon. I'm guaranteeing you that, because we're in a movement of talking like this, and when we put it all to ground and understand what's happening in the knowledge part of our life, we can manifest it on the physical form of it. So it all starts from that symbol, because we didn't have that symbol on our flag since the Derg regime.
Very. So if I have to ask my brother Mikius,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think? How do you think they take? If you can maybe, I don't know, given like maybe how do you think they are taking us down spiritually? If I was very curious
Okay.
about that. How do you? Yeah.
The point is, because that's a good question, by the way. Because as I said before, I'm not sure, to be honest, in your belief and Bible, but when the Satan was dropped to earth, as we were after him, as we done our sin through Adam and Eve, so he had his own, what should I say, crew, which have their own tasks. Like, through my belief, we call upon angels, the good angels. There are also the bad angels that, like, before, um, years ago, before Christ especially, we used to worship those fallen angels. That's what they're called. So those fallen angels have their own task spiritually. But after Christ, he diminished everything through his sacrifice. So the good angels came and emptied and uh, fought against him. That all was, sorry, somebody said. So what I'm trying to say is, the bad people right now, they're trying to control the world in a bad sense, need sacrifice of blood for that dark angels. The dark angels feed off of blood. That's why the world is on war in everywhere you see. It's because they need blood to feed upon, because that's what the most of, I'm not trying to generalize, God knows who they are, but most of our leaders, they eat out of blood for their power time. That's what I want to tell you guys. So, but in Ethiopia, even if our leaders eat out of blood, and some people too, most of the people, like I said, are spiritually strong, the population. So they don't support this kind of agendas. So they just back off out of politics. They're not scared, to be honest, but they're like, if I go into that thing, I'm gonna be just like them, and I have to be blood sucking like a vampire. Simply, I swear to God, like, I'm not joking, because that's how they're seeing things. And most of the people here, as believers, like I said, in Islam and Christian, in every religion, they don't want other people's blood. They just want to live a normal and peaceful life, but they still want to be led throughout poverty and go to prosperity. That's all everybody wants. But how are we going to reach that prosperity will make us disagree. Some of them just want to go boom, a couple of years prosperity, but they will do anything for that. But in a normal sense, you need to, like, a baby steps. Simply, you need to grow, evolve slowly, because that's it's called a healthy development or healthy national growth. But the past few, maybe 40, 50 years that we went through as in Ethiopia is not, is unhealthy growth. We've we've had a lot of buildings and stuff like that, but we've never done on our education system. Simple as that. So who's gonna take control of those buildings? An uneducated person that doesn't know most of the things that building needs, most of the things that the people need. But the building is there for a symbol, to categorize for the media that this country is growing because it has built maybe, let's say, 50 buildings in the last 10 years. So this country is growing, but they've made 500,000 non-educated people. So what's the use of building 50 buildings if you develop maybe 500,000 of non-educated people? I believe that's the perspective. And I don't know, I maybe talked too much through one session, to be honest, but I've been holding this for a while.
Okay, yeah. It seems that you've put a lot of thought into it. I've actually been also researching here in the background about the things you've been saying. So yeah, it's a lot of interesting stuff. Although I see our brother in the comment. Let's go to the comment section. My brother Sam doesn't seem to agree with you. He seems to be a skeptic. Yeah, he seem to be a skeptic on why do Christians go to church on Sunday? It's God's day off, not a good way to treat him, if you ask me. So, yeah. A little bit of skepticism. I think our sister
Yeah,
TG.
by the way, it's free. It's free. To be honest, we can handle this because if it's just knowledge, to be honest. Everything is knowledge. I don't want nobody to shred blood through any dimension because, as I said, our war is not against each other. It's about ideology. The ideology that's fed through our brains. That I don't know. I even feel bad for people in the Western nations that are under this system in depth because even me and you, if the economic rate goes high, it doesn't really matter because in God's will, we can plant trees and fruits in our backyard because our ground is so fertile. This is a gift from God, so you can eat. You might have not have that much of money in your pocket or in your bank account purchase from the grocery, but luckily you can plant a tree in your house and you can eat. As as for when and how much for how much people, that's the ratio you need to figure out. But we have the land that's given from God. Like I think you agree. Everybody agrees with me on that on Africa. Don't you think so?
Yeah. This discussion has turned very interesting actually. Pastor Ezra, are you still there? Or, because you also, I'm sure you have also an opinion on this.
Um, I'll take another angle to this angle because I'm not, with the doctrine. I think sometimes that's where when people don't understand Christianity, how it works and stuff. There's a lot of doctrine from different places, and we are all are not the same. We believe in Jesus Christ, yes, but the doctrine that we apply is a bit different. So uh, that's where sometimes people get confused when it comes to that. But in terms of just in general, why is Africa poor? I will touch on this another time. I think currently I can't touch on this. It will take a lot of explanations for me to quote even scriptures and all the other things. But in terms of why is Africa poor, a lot of things that is still hindering Africa. Even the mindset of us as Africans, it's still, there's a lot that we need to learn, and we have to be honest with ourselves that we need to learn a lot, and we need to acquire so much and apply so much in terms of what we've learned, because we have a lot of people that have ideas and who have learned and acquired certain skills and knowledges, but they're living in societies that are still struggling to grasp the basic of what they have learned, or how we should be moving forward as a collective and as a people. And again, we need to be realistic and know that no matter what, we will always have opposing views sometimes in order to achieve certain things. but we need to get to a point where we can really take the common things that really unite us as a people, for us to unite on the basis of, if you need water, if we're struggling with water and electricity, it's not a matter of when, it's a matter of now how we can do it, and how we should organize ourselves to make sure that we all get electricity and water in our continent. And we need to look at those things. I believe that we need to unite on the basis of the common things that make us Africans, and the common things that make us that we all need in order to strive. The basic human needs that everyone aspire to have. So, but I'll leave it on this for now, and I'll give Dr. K. I think he was disturbed, and I'm gonna just step out a little bit because I need to fix something on the side here.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think having a good spirit, mentality, and oneness, and obviously having a common belief is really, really good for the mindset of the people. And of course, this is how we've been manipulated several times because of our mindset. For me, I have some issues with the way we do religion in Africa, which I think is one of the reasons for actually development. Yes, I believe that if we're going to be Africans and Christians or Muslims or whichever religion, we need to be able to do it in our own cultures, and not to be culturally colonized, I think, which a lot of us are. I'll give you an example. Why is there in Ethiopia a Protestant church that is 33% of all Christians? Shouldn't there just be an Ethiopian non-Orthodox church? But why does it have to be Protestant? The reason I say Protestant is because of the history of the Protestants. It's an European breakaway movement. It has histories with the Catholic Church. It's a history. It's not just, okay, we don't want to be Orthodox. We just want to be Christian, but we are now Protestant. So now we're taking leadership from non-Africans. So for me, that's what I mean by culturally being colonized. We still are, all of us, is that even when we try to do things the right way, we're still ending up being someone's held to someone else's standards rather than choosing our own standards. Because if they wanted just to be Christian, they could have just adopted just Christianity and left Orthodox, but they adopted something which is external from the country, with leadership, from various different European sources. This is what I really have an issue with us as Africans: is we copy and we don't really create our own. And I think that's actually one of the reasons why we're poor. We're copying too much rather than creating our own opportunities. For example, let's say the brother mentioned about many different cigarette companies being imported. If the government really wanted, if the people really do want high quality cigarettes, which are bad anyways, but let's just say that's what the people want, the government should work with private companies to manufacture these high end products. So this is another issue. There's some things which we don't need to import, and at such a high rate, you can import them, but put high taxes on those products. And
Yes,
what
sir.
you do is you focus on your own population being able to manufacture them at the same quality. So this is an issue that I keep seeing in Africa. Is a lot of there's Fanta, Coca-Cola everywhere. Why is there no good alternative that's African? Why isn't the African government working with, let's say, good? Again, we can produce soda at a high quality, right? We can produce juices, but all I see in stores is branded objects because that's what people watch on TV. If the government were really serious about this, they could be again working with private companies, go through a quality control check. If the product has good quality, help advertise that on media nations, and then build this sort of Afrocentric manufacturing. You create jobs, and now you can start exporting these things because now you've got the skills to be able to do this thing. So yeah, my issue I think is leadership. We're not really focusing on the things that really are going to change things. We were just doing things, waking up every morning, going to work, but there is no thinking of the future. There is no real plans being set up. Like, I don't think our leaders really understand how to build a nation. I think they just take their job as a job. You know, if you just go to work every day, that's what you do, you're going to have minimal impact. But if you're thinking, okay, now we need to start One Africa, we need to set this this show on a podcast, we now need to get monetized, we now need to start mobilizing. When you start thinking of all these things, that's now where you're doing something. But just going to work every day, that's what our leaders are doing.
Yeah. Okay. Now let me drop an interesting fact about this really the aspects of religion and how we are controlled by it. Did you know that there are Catholic members of Parliament? Let me quote it well. Catholic members of Parliament support group, support initiative, spiritual support initiative. Do you know that these are members of Parliament who are of the Catholic religion? That they all meet in Rome once a year. Members of Parliament all over the world of the Catholic religion meet in Rome once a year. So it's a very interesting just fact I like to drop here because I came to realize that maybe you know that they probably is more. There is probably something to this religion thing and how we are used to control the spiritual way we are controlled. As my brother, let me not misquote his name, right? Nikias, like the way my brother Nikias has said. So yeah, it's a very interesting perspective. Anyway, so what? Let me go back to the comments and read some of the comments. Oh yeah, Dr. K, you've been busy in the comment section. I see. Paya says Catholic and Christians have two different beliefs, but I'm pretty sure that was the Pope. Marie Antoinette, but I don't judge others who have chosen other days. Probably she means other ways. Oh no, she means days because of the days of the week. Oh, GB is back in. GB has entered the chat. Sam says companies like Coca-Cola and Pepsi probably have politicians in their pockets, plus they buy their competitors and drown them all the time. Oh yeah, the international companies. But you see the problem with the Coca-Cola and Pepsi. They also have very, very huge marketing drives. That's one of the things also that takes our mental, I don't know what is it, inferiority complex, because I've heard Africans wishing there was Starbucks in Africa. You know, like why don't we have they're Africans? Well, man, we should have Starbucks in Africa because they see Starbucks in the movies, they see it.
Oh no!
So, yeah.
The Ethiopian coffee is the best coffee I've tried so far. It's thick. It's got this beautiful flavor. There's no way Starbucks can compete with that.
Yeah, but you see, but Starbucks is winning the marketing war. So another thing that I see that is happening here, that Africans, and we've had this conversation with I think Pastor Ezra a while back, that Africans we don't really market our stuff as good as the West does. That like imagine, I guarantee you, if Starbucks opened in Kenya, it will get good business than any Ethiopian, because of the way it's been marketed. The way
Yes.
I think that's another aspect we need to see, that how we are losing this mental war. Like simple. I wanted also my brother from Ethiopia to give us an opinion on that, because I had asked if because I understand the inferiority complex, as you said, Dr. K, from the greater Africa, where we pretty much we were ran through when comes to the colonization. But Ethiopia is interesting because Ethiopia won the Battle of Adwa, and I wonder if that like does what is the complex in Ethiopia? Is there an inferiority complex in Ethiopia, or it's just other parts of Africa?
Okay. By the way, you're right. Like this thing is everywhere, because I can offer my brother in Ethiopia a drink, let's say Sprite, and a soft drink that's made in Ethiopia. He would still choose Sprite. This is a subconscious, like from the normal psychological level. It's a subconscious programming through, like you said, advertisement, banners, everything. So we need to start respecting our own things. Like I heard this thing in Japan, and Japanese, they never purchase products that are made out of their countries, even if it's even twice as expensive as products from the other nations. Because if they purchase their own product in a high price, they know they're going to get the tax in return through other things. So they rather purchase their own products, even if it's not that good, even if it's expensive. They just have their internal and psychological belief that if it's their product, it's their product. They need to respect it. Like you said, through time, it'll get better and better and better, and uh, it'll start competing at a quality level in that perspective. You're right. We're programmed subconsciously. To be honest, if you came to Ethiopia, we have a lot of things that are authentic and our own culture, but you will look for it and need to look deep to find those things. If you came here, let me tell you from my house, starting right now, from the chair that I'm sitting, I have like a Fanta bottle next to me. Uh, Other things, a lot of my table is from another country. My light bulb is from Turk. It's all outside. But the resource that we need to manufacture these things are so simple and so accessible to get in our countries. Plus, in addition, the transportation cost. Imagine getting raw material from Kenya, Tanzania, Djibouti, Eritrea, Nigeria. The transportation cost is so minimum, even to uh, uh, sell those products to neighboring countries. The transportation cost is so minimum, but they're charging us double in everything because it crosses a lot of borders to get your Nike shoes, your Adidas kits, and other stuffs, your computers, your everything that's really necessary for this generation. I believe they already have those resources through time and through colonization, but if we stop it on a mindset level, we can grow. And I'm following a lot of African products on Instagram, and there's a lot of things that I can purchase as a consumer. But how about as a business perspective, business to business? I don't see a lot because those business to business are handled by most of the time investors and governments. And the investors in my country personally are not don't trust the business to business relationship because there's a lot of gap through corruption. There's a lot of rich people that want to change their nation, but they don't take the risks because they think the corruption level will swipe them out right out of the business. Uh, if anybody has anything to add on this is my perspective personally.
Yeah. It's actually very interesting. His Excellency Pastor Ezra, I think maybe you should drop the link again. I think it's been a minute and the comment section has been active today. So I'd like to Sam, you've spoken something very interesting. The way people drink Coke because of the neural associations Coca-Cola has achieved in its has achieved in its over 100-year life. Yeah. Actually, I have read about this, and it's not only Coke that has been doing this. If you look at why you people brush their teeth, it's actually it's actually a neural. When they during the first campaigns, they were having a hard time selling toothpaste, and then they realized, oh wait, let's put some mint. That mint taste in toothpaste is totally unnecessary. but but they put it there so that you can associate it with that feeling of freshness. But that mint does nothing to your feet, to your teeth. Doesn't does nothing. It's just That's why all toothpaste they have that mint test. Yeah, it just for you to associate that mint with cleanliness of the mouth. So it's also a neural trick they did. I think probably a lot of these popular brands they have this trick. They do this trick they have this marketing down to a science. They have marketing down to a science. Yeah. And so as Africans, when we join this, guys who are doing this in the 60s and 70s, Africans, that's when we were getting, we are learning how to read and write. So I think our sister Justine, unfortunately, she has left us. Maybe she's in the comment section or she's watching. I think, I don't know, Pastor Ezra, drop the link for guys to also join, because I think the previous link is not longer visible. But yeah, man, these guys they've got marketing down to a science, and it's actually very frightening how they know to get you hooked on something.
Yeah. But
They know.
But I think that's one of the reasons why we're not doing well also in global markets, because what I've noticed in Africa, and it's not just Kenya, it's in Ghana, and I've spoken to friends in all over the place. We don't really know customer service. We don't know how. Okay, it's two things actually. We don't know how, if you treat someone so good within the boundaries of the business, that they will not only come back, tell all their friends next time they have a friend in that area, and then they'll become a regular patron. We don't really understand that concept of patronage, because what I notice is, in general, people don't, in Africa, we don't tend to give the best service. It's like we don't really know how important actually service delivery is and how it's going to affect the whole business in the future. So these guys have studied it so well. They know exactly. I mean, they even used to put cocaine in Coca-Cola actually in the beginning, before it was illegal, just to hook people up. And obviously those people, because they're hooked, they feed their kids the same thing as a treat. The kids are hooked. Now it's just a culture. What you buy, your kids will eat, right? So yeah, these guys have done a lot of research on us. Again, they know what we want. Because, for example, those kente clothes from Ghana, they're manufactured not in the country. Masai shukas, do you know where they're manufactured? Not in the country. The point. This is now the issues I have is our own culture. We can't even produce our own products. It's not because we can't produce clothes. Of course, we know clothes technologies, right? But that's the point. Governments are doing deals with outside of the country to be developing stuff, which we definitely should be making for ourselves. Even if it's more expensive, what that means is you employ people, so the money will keep going around, and then you focus on exportations. So by importing, you're actually losing more than things which you don't need. Like, sure, import things like that you don't have the capacity for or the skills yet. But for things like, let's say, carpentry, building really nice, luxurious chairs, those things don't need to come from the outside of the country. I mean, we have great carpenters. What the government really needs to do is have initiatives, real initiatives, not fake ones, where they focus on getting to the next level, skills upgrading. And I will give an example like about service also and skills. Unfortunately, we do lack some skills in Africa. For example, if you go to the butcher, the average butcher in Kenya, they don't know what a cut of meat is, right? You can't tell them give me the ribeye or give me the filet mignon or whatever. They don't know the cut. They just think meat is meat. And I think that's now where we need to kind of culturally go to the next level. We're still dealing with products as bulk. We haven't become, we don't have the skills to really go, okay, this is a better cut of meat. That's a lower one. They just treat meat as meat. That's just an example of, someone doing a job for even 20 years, but doesn't have the willingness to seek higher level stuff in his field. For example, I edit videos, right? Now I'm trying to go to the next level. How can I put a little bit of animations in there that looks nice? Again, I'm always trying to improve whatever skill. And unfortunately, I don't think there's a culture of skills improvement in Africa. If we do have that culture, I believe things will really significantly move forward, because a butcher should definitely know the different cuts of meat. Whether he sells it to the clients or not, it doesn't matter. And guess what? What if that's how he changes the market around his area? We are the only butcher around here where you can get your steak They can do adverts outside, like showing they can put a TV outside of the butchery, showing a documentary about different cuts of meat, telling them which one's tenderer and which one is this. Then they become the number one consultant in that region because they've changed something rather than having to go to Nivas, like not even Nivas, Carrefour. If you want anything, you have to go there. So there's cheap alternatives that we're really not innovating at the local level. And I think that's the issue is the people in Africa, because they're just so used to doing things a certain way, we're not really thinking of unique ways to do things. We're copying. However, we learned butchery, that's how we do it. Our mind is not thinking, what is there more to, I'm sure meat, what is meat? Like, I'm sure that's the same thing for you, you guys. It's like when you're doing something, you question yourself, is there a better way to cook this? Is there a better way to improve this? So I would say that lack of interest to innovate, unless necessary. Like I've said before on this panel, Africans were good at problem solving. When the problem is there, we're great. We can fit 18 people in a car and somehow make it back. However, we're not good at innovating. We're good at solving the problem when it's already almost too late, but it's right in front of us.
Yeah, you've made a very interesting point, and just let me add something to it, or ask a question on top of that point. Do you think this also has to do with our despising of the arts? Like
Yes.
how are
Yes.
artists treated in Africa? Artists in Africa, we don't really take them seriously. Even
I don't think. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm talking about also arts as an education or as a form of education, like in the universities or yes, it's not really taken with seriousness. And a lot of these things, is somebody here, Sam says, they're like when a father who's a doctor walks to his house and his kids run towards him and he hands them a Pepsi. That's an advert. But you see, the person who made that advert is an artist. You find that even in the films, so a lot of the appeal, in fact, a lot of the appeal of the West is it's not the scientists, it's not the scientists, it's not the STEM guys that make the West appealing. It's the artist. It's the art, because it's the people see the art. Even when we talk about Europe, you look about the architecture, the art. You look at the United States, talk about the
Exactly.
film and the music. So is it that is the war also when we talk about this mental war, are we losing it because our best soldiers are our artists, or what do you think about that perspective?
Yeah.
Should I?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead.
sorry. Thank you. Thanks. As you said, it's all about art because as we are integrated with art very highly, like I said before, especially as an African, we like music, we like dancing, we like pictures, we like art and stuff like that. As you said, our influential people that are doing the adverts, I'm not sure, to be honest, how educated they are, but they're hard soldiers. So the hard soldiers are on a paycheck level, maybe from the ones that are hiring them, which control the way to position their product in the African minds. Like you said before, let's say the Pepsi commercial that was made by DJ Drogba I think before the World Cup. DJ Drogba, I think Samuel Eto'o, Messi, Balak, and stuff like that. African people making the pitch with people moving around in the what's it called, savannah area, which is you understand me, right? The dry grass. Do you remember that commercial? If you guys remember the Pepsi commercial?
Yeah. I think I've seen it.
Yeah, so yeah, that creates an emotional attachment to the commercial, which has the best footballer in the world, which is Messi, the best African footballer at that time, which was Didier Drogba, the World Cup winner, which is Balak, I think the finalist of German. I'm not sure, to be honest, but almost all Africans love football. So, how many people will watch that commercial? Even if we don't have enough TV in every uh, person's house in Africa, we will go to the showcasing places in the bar, in the restaurant, and every place that we can watch football. So we're subconsciously programmed to that commercial because we love DDA Drogba, we love our land, which is the savanna grass. We love our people, which are making the pitch moving. It's an artistic, as you said. It's an art. The pitch is moving. The people are making the goal. It's so creative. At the end of the day, what are they doing? They're all wearing Pepsi t-shirts. They're at the end, he drinks a Pepsi bottle. I don't know how the video ended the artistic way, but he scored a goal or something like that, and he drank a Pepsi. So they're promoting their own products in our artistic way. So we're attached to it. That's my
Yeah,
perspective, personally.
yeah. I think you spoken there. Yeah, I think okay. I'm not saying that that was the only part, but I actually what do you think about this? Like, do Africans as African nations do we support our artists to the point that because it is their creativity that will really market Africa. I feel like even the photographers, when talk about in Kenya, photographers they get really harassed. I don't know. I
Mm-hmm,
think I don't know in
mm-hmm.
other African countries, do they get harassed when you take photographs in the city? I don't know. The police harass you. These are just one of the few
Okay,
things I see. Also, just
okay.
in the education sector, how is art treated? You know,
Oh,
like
okay.
how in fact I think psychology is I don't know if it's an I think psychology is an art. I don't know. I think
It
it's
is.
an art. Yeah, it is. So you find a lot of a lot. I don't know. It's just something I've just found. I just thought about right now. I don't know, Dr.
Mm-hmm.
K. What do you think? I don't know. Have you talked about this? What do you think? Is African art is it supported enough the way the West supports the artist? Because if you talk about the West, you talked about Lionel Messi, you talk about Cristiano Ronaldo, the Premier League, People watch everybody in Africa. It doesn't matter. You told me you don't even know. He doesn't even have to have a TV, but he knows a lot of
Mm-hmm.
footballers in Europe. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
these are the footballers are also entertainers. These are entertainers, and I'm thinking,
Mm-hmm.
what's up? Why are we falling behind? And also we also have our entertainers, our runners. In Kenya, we have a lot of good runners. I think Ethiopia also you have Bekele. We have very good long distance runners.
Yes,
But
we're
but
yeah.
if you look at the US, they have Jordan and Michael Jordan. He's got the Jordan shoes. Where are the
Mm-hmm.
Bekele shoes? Where are the
Mm-hmm.
Kipchoge shoes? Kipchoges. We should because these guys are also legends in their own right. Probably even bigger legends because they are
Mm-hmm.
very decorated in their field. What like I think this goes to what Dr. K says. Like you're just satisfied with that. Why not go further again and hey, let me make shoes now? Because
Mm-hmm.
where is that hunger? Where I can okay, yeah, I've won all these gold medals. I think I can go even further and make some money from shoes because I'm this popular. I think that's where Dr. K was talking about. I think I don't let me give space for Pastor Ezra who has been quite silent. Pastor, are you still there? Or is he fixing what he was fixing? Pastor Ezra, I think he's not. I think he's going to get some robusta,
Okay.
some red tea from
Okay, let's give a chance to other people before we speak. Is there
Dr.
anyone?
K. Do you have something to say? Afriscope TV, I know you're a regular. Come on in, my brother. Stream. I think the link has been posted down. Dr. K, do you have something to say? Okay, you can speak, my brother Mikias.
Okay, as you said, you're very right because as me and you, as Ethiopian and Kenyan people, we have a lot of legends from this generation through the entertainment industry. But I don't think they've collaborated with the, let's say, educated marketing professionals to market their products in every dimension. Because, as you said, I know, if I'm not mistaken, his name Potegat, right? The Kenyan runner.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. And him and Haile Gebrselassie have a lot of history and a legendary run, if you remember that one. We can even,
Yeah, I've seen it.
yeah, we can even market products to them, but they're still wearing, as you said, Nike and Adidas for throughout their life. But I think this is the problem from the marketing professionals because those people are athletes, not uh, marketers or any part of the business in the first time. Because I think now Haile Gebrselassie is at the next level if you've been following him. Uh,
Yeah,
he's
he
he's
has a product.
yeah, he's educated himself and he's doing a lot of businesses. But as you said,
Yeah,
we don't have the same pace as Michael Jordan because Michael Jordan, as soon as he became an elite, unstoppable athlete, every marketer in that industry saw him as a target. And who did they see more as a target? The people that love basketball, the people that are going to buy shoes, the people that are going to buy kits for uh, their sporting events, even for normal events. So they started making products for every type. Started making products for even football. Do you remember him collaborating with the Neymar for the for the football shoes? If you've noticed.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm telling you, this Western athletes,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
really,
So yeah, you're right. So I think the gap is on the marketing professionals, not seeing them as a target uh, for the industry growth. I think that's one problem. The second one is it's all on the mindset. It's the belief. Even if we have the education, if you're a good marketer, if I'm a good marketer, if we don't have the belief that we can change and use Portegat and Haile Gebrselassie as a big image and not go up to them and propose to them this mega uh, uh, idea, the idea is not going to come to ground. And sometimes there are a lot of extraneous variables that can cause this to not happen, but we don't even try. As in my perspective, I don't think we don't even try because we're too caught up in watching the sports rather than using the sports to change the poverty through our continent. I think that's the problem.
okay. That's very interesting. So I think this comes from. I don't know. I think maybe we're not playing the game of capitalism right, basically. And I don't know what's wrong with our marketing companies in Africa. I don't, you've made actually a good point that it's not actually on the artists. It's partly due to the hang of the marketing artists, marketing what companies that hey, we have a lot of assets that they don't take advantage of. But okay, I don't know. Yeah, it's quite unfortunate. Or also, maybe even there is also the aspect of maybe Nike and Adidas trying to suppress competition, in actually
Hmm.
when you
Hmm.
come to when it comes to marketing, because we find that our own athletes, they are getting paid well with probably for exclusivity by
Mm-hmm.
these big brands called Adidas, and maybe they are paid well for. So maybe these other companies, they can't really do anything about it because they've
Mm-hmm.
already been bought for by exclusivity. So yeah, it's a very interesting
But
topic, this one.
if we can use let's not use, but we can uh, like I said, psychology is an art, so we can approach, as you said, Haile Gebrselassie, I think, did a contract with Adidas, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure, but I know he's done a contract with a shoes company. I don't know if it's an Adidas. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he probably made that contract because he was already getting paid with the USD currency and with the high level of millions. You understand me, right? Because he might not have had the financial stability at that time. But now, the next generation could collaborate with, let's say, if the next generation runner of Ethiopia and Kenya under Haile Gebrselassie and Potegat, let's say, comes up a 20 or 25-year-old young kid who's gonna break all the records. He wants the same thing as Haile and Potegat, that's to make millions and promote his name and promote his country. But because he doesn't have those millions, he doesn't come up to you. Let's say if you have a shoe company that's based in Kenya with a Kenyan authenticity and the Kenyan brand, he won't write a contract with you. So, as you said, Nike and Adidas will straight up come to you. But if Potegat and Haile Gebrselassie already are millionaires, could join with this you and this upcoming athlete and say, "We'll invest the money. You uh, you should respect your country and brand your name here rather than work for the outsiders." So I think this, by the way, this is a very great marketing idea. It's a brainstorm, but I think you agree with it.
Yeah,
Don't you
yeah,
think so?
yeah. I agree, because these guys are practically the best in the world. When you're the best in the world, look at the other best in the world. What are they doing? So it's not even it's not it's a no-brainer. They should have already, probably, we shouldn't even be talking about it right now. They should have already thought about it. Because
Mm-hmm,
those
mm-hmm.
are the people. They cross, like they cross. When you cross paths with legends, these guys, I don't know, man. I think because they are our countrymen, we don't see how big they are, but they are really big people internationally in the sports world. They are respected, and and they are loved, and they don't only have fans in their own countries like here, but they actually have a lot of huge international fan base. When they go to maybe in the United States or Europe, they do have a huge following. So yeah, it's really unfortunate. Let me check
Mm.
out the comment section.
Okay.
Let's start with the Anatan. I give Haile, okay, I'm gonna butcher it. A lot of credit. He has invested in his own country, promoted it better than any other athlete, including the great Ethiopian run and a cause of. Yeah, I heard this guy is now a billionaire or something. Uh,
Almost, yeah. I think I probably in Ethiopia, bro, and assets, I'm pretty sure he's a billionaire because he has a lot of assets, ground
ah,
assets. He has a highly resort, his own Hyundai company, a joint venture with Hyundai. He has a lot of assets. He started an electrically running car in the first time.
yeah, yeah. Okay, I think Sam and Aboyak have been having a very interesting discussion about Coca-Cola and how they manipulate the human mind. Pi says Starbucks is terrible and overpriced and stale. Uh, Sam says Coca-Cola spends 10 billion a year on marketing.
He's right. He's right. They do a lot of their job on marketing. I don't think they even invest. 10% of that on their product because I don't know what their product contains. Even you don't. So I don't think they even invest, in my perspective, 10% of what they're doing on the market on producing that product, but they're selling it for a price that's, as I said, even greater than water in my country.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's a very interesting discussion. Do you have any other mental mental way that or mental path in which do you know any other mental path in which Africa becomes poor?
Other mental parts, to be honest, I don't. In my country's perspective, is we think a little bit of this localized perspective. Like our competitors are over here. If I open a, like you said, a barber shop, my competitor is the barber shop, maybe in maximum 1 kilometer radius. Most of us, in my experience, that's only my competitors. But if you are a true marketer and an investor, an entrepreneur, you need to think global. What's happening in the US on the west side? What's happening in China on the east side? What's happening in Russia and above on the north side? What's happening in South Africa on the south side? How are those barber shops running? That's how wide your scope of research should be, and then how to compete. But most of us, if I open a barber shop in around my house, I only look at a maybe 5 kilometer radius and look at my competitors. Okay, he has this, he has that. Okay, I'm going to put the similarities and this differentiations in the market, and then I'm gonna have this. And then I'm gonna make this much money, and I'm gonna share his customers, even pull his customers, and then how rich I'm gonna be? I'm gonna be only richer than him, and not as the potential of my mind, which is, as you said, psychologically. I'm not widening my scope, and I think that's one big problem. There's a lot of, as I said, extraneous variables that I try to uh, uh, introduce and let you guys know in my experience. But as a simpler form, this is the major issue in my country and surrounding.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought I was talking. I didn't know I was in mute. So
Okay.
yeah. So yeah, it's been a very beautiful discussion. I think guys are talking about the Coca-Cola issue. It's really becoming a heated discussion in the on the comment section.
So,
Like
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
guys, Coca-Cola they do a lot of research in their marketing. They do a lot of it's I think it's called conditioning, where the brain makes connections to one thing to another, like connecting reward to maybe sweetness, something like that. So yeah, yeah, I believe yeah, Coca-Cola does the same thing. If some Aboyak says it tells you that if you wanted to buy challenge the big guns, it will lead to you consider trying something that is not unique for taste. But your success will come from making a container that looks different in colors. Or I think they're talking about how to challenge Coca-Cola or something like that. It's not that difficult to challenge Coca-Cola. I don't even think Coca. I don't know. I don't know. Is Coca-Cola still popular? I don't know. I've never drank Coca-Cola in a while. But I think they own a lot of companies apart from Coca-Cola. I think when they probably make more money from maybe Sprite, Coca-Cola, Fanta. They've also
Mhm.
been diversifying, so I think they probably have much more investment somewhere else. I'm waiting for Pastor Ezra to wrap so that we can wrap it up and call it a night. It's been short and sweet. I think Pastor Ezra is busy trying to fix something, so we made. My brother, where are you from in Ethiopia? We can have small chit chat before as we wait for Pastor Ezra. Where are you from in Ethiopia, my brother? Or where are you from? Where are you right now?
I'm in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.
Oh, you're in
I'm
Addis.
from yeah.
How is Addis right now this time of the year? Is it cold, hot, or
It's getting colder. It rained today. Hectic rain. Uh, It was nice.
hectic?
It cooled. Yeah, it cooled up the weather from the past, which was really hot, and it was nice because it was holiday. Everything was good. It was a Today was good personally, and the year throughout is getting better. God bless. It's getting better
Ah,
every day.
okay. Oh, the rainy season is beginning, but I think that today this year the rainy seasons have. I don't know if it's then in Ethiopia it's like the same, but in Kenya the rainy season has delayed. It came a
Mm.
little later than expected. I don't know if it's the same in Ethiopia or you guys have just been having it. Okay.
Oh, it's just a random rain, to be honest. The rainy season is about a month after this, about a month, yeah. But this is
But you
just a
have the short
glimpse
rains.
of, yeah, yeah.
But you have the short rains, right? When is the short rains? I thought the short rains come early during the year, then or when do the short
Uh,
rains come?
the
Or
short
do you just
rains
have
come
one season?
this time of the year. It rains about 4 weeks ago. It's always expected through every year to rain 10 to 15 days in the season, as we call it belg, as in BELG, belg. Now it's I don't know. I'm not sure in English. That's why I just spelled it in Amharic. We have our own naming of our seasons in Amharic, so it's called belg, BELG.
Oh, that's the short rains.
Yeah, about a month ago. That means around March something. You can calculate it. I think March 20 something, and it goes through for 10 to 15 days, and it's expected to fertile the land and our seeds, and it's really nutritious time of the year because with a short period of rain time, it rains a lot, but it fertiles the land, and that will uh, have a big impact on our production of agriculture.
Oh, so you guys, in Kenya, we really, I think for the last 1 year, last year we
Mhm.
didn't have very good rains. I don't know. This year we may have. We are praying. We may have good rains.
We'll
So,
pray
but
together. Yeah.
I don't know how is global warming affecting, or is it affecting Ethiopia in any way, or is the seasons are just going on as usual?
It's influencing, but you just I don't know, to be honest, but in on the production side, to be honest, in the rural area, because I'm in Addis, but we have a lot of little differences this time of the past 5 years, or because as in the global sense, because uh, like I said, it's not only on nature, it's on our personalities too. We're interrelated with nature. So if our personalities and moods hang on a good basis, like today, having a good conversation and a good mood, nature will give back to us in the respected form as we expected it. If we expect it to rain after 1 month, and if we're in a good mood and doing good things, it'll rain. But if we do bad and we disrespect God, to be honest, I always try to put God first. So if we do that, He will deliver His work in the expected time. So we don't have that much of the global warming senses will affect us. So it's
Oh,
really good. Yeah,
uh, that's actually a very interesting. That's a very interesting perspective. That if we are right in our spiritual sense, then the earth will bless us, right? I don't know. So okay, that one day we will probably have to have a talk about global warming and the effects of Africa, and probably the world, because think
for sure, for sure.
is I think I think the temperatures are rising high. The United Nations, just there was a report just the other day, they're about to produce that things are not that good globally. So I'm actually curious. I'll do the research, see how it affects Africa, because they say that we are they like to say the developing world will probably be the most affected. So I'm curious how it will affect us,
Hmm.
especially when
Hmm.
it comes to rain,
We
because
can do a research together. I'm delightfully willing to help you on that research if you are very interested.
oh yeah, yeah, okay, definitely. I see Pastor Ezra is back here. Yeah, my brother, we are about done. We have put it a sweet 2 hours, a tight 2 hours, almost 2 hours, 1 hour and 53 minutes. But I think we've talked about a lot of important stuff, especially when it comes to the mental slavery or mental inferiority or mental attack that Africans have against the world, against what against the nature of what is it? What am I talking about? Yeah, why is Africa poor? The poverty, the mental attack the mental poverty. No, I think I'm also digesting my food here. I think I'm done. So let me. I don't know why Pastor Ezra, you're working on the background and you want us to say a final word of prayer. Let me finish here with a nice word of prayer, guys. Subscribe, like, don't forget to share the stream. Don't and also tune in next week for Mika. I think will be coming on Monday, and Tanzan coming on Tuesday, talking about the traditions of Africa. She's talking about, I think, polygamy this time. Very interesting topic. I know a lot of guys will come in and have an opinion on that. Wednesday we have education with the brain himself, Professor Ezra. Dr. Ebenezer on Thursday doing his work, talking about the potential of Africa. Friday we have His Excellency here, Pastor Ezra, the weekly, the weekly recap, diaspora talk by the voice himself, the Big E, and yeah, and we have me today as we finish our beautiful Sunday. For those who are, I think seventh day, this is the first day of your week. For the guys who just follow the normal calendar, this is the last day of your week, coming to Monday. So let me close in a word of prayer. Dear God, thank you for this stream. We thank you for blessing this stream, and let everybody have an awesome week. Amen. And soon enough, we're about to close. Let's finish with the song, right? You guys have a good night in East Africa. Have a good night in West Africa. All of Africa, have a good night, because I know it's evening in Africa. For those in America, I think it's coming into afternoon. Have a good coffee break. Have a good lunch. Enjoy your Sunday. Jonathan, Go for your walk. I know these days you walk. Go for your walk, my brother. It's very healthy, especially when in the end of the summer. Mikias, thank you for the talk. Thank you, Julia. Is it for the new members, for those guys who joined the WhatsApp group? I've seen you guys. I've welcomed you. Please enjoy the stream, and thank you for being part of the family. I can just thank all of you, but I can't. Maria Antoinette, you've been silent this stream, but thank you for your amen, man. Thank you for joining me in the prayer. I'm your pastor. Sounds Bantu. Thank you guys, man. It's been a good stream. Pastor Ezra, you can take it away.